today I'm gonna I'm gonna give you some AI wins, AI no code hacks, practical workflows to basically win back 2 hours per day. That's what I give normally like to solo entrepreneurs, to small teams, to busy business owners. Because there's a lot of hype out there with AI. It's been a buzzword since last year. I know what the AI gurus do. I hate that and I'm trying to fix it. All right, give you what works, what I use for myself. So I think we're gonna have a pretty nice time. All right, folks, we're good to get started? All right. All right. So let me see here. Why am I showing you? So why am I, first of all, why am I focusing on time? Because I know some people out there will gonna promise you the 10K per month with AI. You're not gonna achieve that. That's not gonna happen. They're just like good for viral clickbait YouTube videos. But time is something that you can get back with AI. And for some of you, that's actually the most important resource on earth. Because you see, what you do, if you are a business owner, if you are a freelancer, you will become smarter. You will make more money. The problem is going to come at one point when you're successful enough that you'll have too many clients, too much work to do. You're going to be too busy. And you're like, how can I win my life back? Pretty much, to live my human life. And this is where I found the AI hack pretty much. Like it really helped me out, testing all this stuff, putting it to work since like 1 years and a half. All right. So this is what I can give you back because again, as a certain guy named Benjamin Franklin said, lost time is never found again. You cannot buy your time back once you lost it. That's why I want to talk about this today. Every time they ask me to make some of these, like to tell a bit who I am. So a couple of years ago, like I was helping a small company in Berlin called Google with training. Um, the interesting thing that you might want to see is that I started in Bansko last year, my business pretty much, everything that I do. So, if it's your first time in Bansko, this might be some inspiration. Now, in my case, I was lucky because I had a team of 5 people to help me grow the account for like more than 10,000 followers, to do business around the world. And I know I got introduced as like somebody who predicted chatbots and stuff like that, which is true in my master's thesis. But I can just simply describe myself as a guy in a golden tie who travels the world and teaches cool AI, pretty much. So that's what I did like in Vegas, as you can see there, and that's what I'm going to also do in New York next month. But let's get to the meat and potatoes of this stuff. What I got for you, right? Because time is limited, and I really want to give you the most insights that I can for this. So we need to first change a bit our perception on AI because there's a lot of fluff out there. I saw all those like 10,000 prompt libraries, that people always bookmark or save and they never put them to work because they don't work. Now, first of all, a lot of people are asking, will AI replace me? Because you saw the viral posts, right? They're like rip graphic designers, rip copywriters. Based on my experience, the answer is no. It does not replace anybody. Because the thing is, you're always in control of it, first of all, and it does not do a better work than you. It can make you do much faster. So again, based on my experience with working with like teams, entrepreneurs, business owners, creators, freelancers, it makes them faster, it accelerates them. So this is how I kind of reframe this. It's not meant to replace you, it's meant to make you faster. And this is still an advantage for you, all right? Just to switch up a bit the expectations. Second question I get a lot, where people again have this expectations like, oh, I just press one button and it does it for me, right? Again, no. If that would be the case, then we wouldn't be here probably in this room. Because most of the time, you still need to check what it does. That's why I tell my clients, like, never do copy paste with AI. No matter what the people are promising out there, check the stuff that you get, check for quality, add your own touch to it. Never do just simple copy paste because it's not just a one button press. All right. I just wanted to get these two things out of the way before I go more into the practical stuff. Is this clear until now? Is it fine? Nice. All right. Let's get to work. So for me, normally when I teach people, right, how to actually put AI to work for you, because again, you see all these resources, what people do, guides, whatever, and you save them and you check them, and you never get the benefits from it because you don't know where to apply, where to put it. So that's why you don't need all the AI that's there. You need the AI specifically for you, for what you do. If you're a graphic designer, if you're a copywriter, if you do marketing, if you do sales, you need specific AI workflows for that. So the idea is that you would find, first of all, your repetitive tasks. So it does imply a bit of work from your side, right? Where you find the stuff that you repeat every day and you know this and you write it down. You then, the second step would be to find out some specific AI solutions for yourself. It's either prompts, tools out there, workflows, combination of stuff, automations. And this is going to actually allow you to win your time back, right? You can then reinvest that time to either grow the business faster or win the time back, as I was telling you this morning, right? To allow you to spend more time with the family, to go to the gym, to just enjoy nomad life, because that's why you pretty much you joined this whole movement, right? You want freedom. That's why we go back to the time thing. So what's gonna happen? Now in the remaining 17 minutes that I got, I'm gonna show you around 6 no-code solutions. I have quite a lot of them. I shared some of them yesterday in the park for those of you that were there. Thank you for joining. Today I'm gonna share with you some other additional stuff that you can implement since today immediately, and you will win your time back because I use them for myself and they do work. All right, you ready to dive into it? I know it's a bit early, but as I said, I want to give you meat and potatoes, no fluff, so we're going to go right into it. One of the questions I get all the time from my clients, right? So, which AI should I use? Because there's a lot of them on the market. Should I use ChatGPT? Should I use Claude? Should I use Gemini? Well, my answer is simple: use all of them at the same time with this tool. The free version of it, again, important to know, I'm not affiliated with any of them. Like, they don't pay me for this. I just know their CEOs. I tried them since months or years, and they're just functional. They do help me a lot in my work, and they will help also you. That's why I'm sharing them. So this one, for example, for free, it allows you to compare two of the AIs at the same time. You just link your account to it, like your OpenAI account or your Claude account. And the lifetime membership, it allows, it's like $50, something like that, allows you to test all of them at the same time. Why would you care about this? Because depending on the tasks that you have, some AIs are better at it. If you do copywriting, if you need to do research, if you need to do something more specific, they're not made the same. So this is why you'd want them to run in parallel, so you can just choose the one that you like the most. It will save you a lot of time just to start with. All right, let's move on. Now, the second situation that I have that people normally ask me, I know prompting, this thing, prompt engineering is super important, right? I need to build better prompts to get better results from the AI, but it takes me so long, such like 50 minutes to build like one of those legit, good power prompts. Or the other ones that are there out, they're not tailored to me. They're not, I need to fine tune them for my own brand voice, for what I do. And again, here I have like a no code solution, which I built for myself because you could go out there and see what the gurus do with like my prompting framework, and they have all these funny acronyms which mean nothing because they are just magic invented. Or you could go and see the resources that OpenAI shares and that Anthropic shares. So the creators of these systems, they actually made in-depth resources of how they prompt these AIs, how they built them. All right, so what I did is I simply took all these resources, I put them in one document, formatted it properly, and then I simply feed this document to the AI and ask it to build mega prompts for me. So what took me like 40 minutes, now it takes me like 2 minutes with this little hack. What I'm showing you here, it's, as I said, I promised you simple, no code, easy wins stuff with AI, right? So it's not fancy, it's not shiny, but it does help you do the job much better with this stuff. All right? But I'm not done yet, because then you have an additional shortcut to this with a tool called TextPlace. Does anybody know what this is? Anybody heard about it? All right. This is basically keyboard shortcuts, because what happens is in the next step after this, so people are like, okay, I got my mega prompts, and now I store them in my little stash somewhere, like in a hidden treasure chest. And then you have to copy paste them all the time and do this to get results with AI. Why don't you just use keyboard shortcuts, where every time I need one of my mega prompts, I just write slash story, slash client call, slash whatever it is, and it immediately pastes the whole prompt. This allows me to work much, much faster with the AI. And you can use them, combined, which is pretty neat. Just to start, right? This is just how to use AI much faster, so you don't waste time actually using ChatGPT. All right, this is a little introductory stuff. I hope this is clear. Let's move on. Again, one of the interesting functions that not a lot of people know, which is, I think quite a lot of you have heard about GPTs, right? How many of you know about GPTs or heard about them? Raise your hand. Yeah, like half of the room, interesting. All right. Well, let's go a bit more advanced. The thing is, the cool function that not a lot of people know is that you can actually call them in a chat. So you can literally mention them, right? You just, as you would do when you talk with a colleague, you can just mention like at Canva GPT, for example, or at Mia AI GPT. What does this mean? They can actually function as little agents for you where you combine them, because what you're seeing here, for example, I would first of all use the data analyst GPT, right, to do some data analysis for me by uploading my files. Then I would call the Canva one, all in the same conversation, all right? So then I would call the Canva one, which would make for me presentations, and then you can do more stuff with it. For example, I can just run it through my newsletter writer, Dorothy, or content editor, Jasmine, whatever. You can build these by yourself, and the smarter you chain them, the more time you can save. And again, this is a function that like nobody tells you about, this little, symbol that you have to put there to just call them in the conversation. Try it out today. Let me know how it works for you. I'm glad to help with this kind of stuff. And it will save you quite a lot of time once you use them properly. Um, so a few of my clients are asking me, okay, but what if I want private AI, uncensored AI that answers any question? You can do it. I'm not going to share this now, right now, today, but if you're really interested in these kind of solutions, feel free to reach me out a bit later. I can actually talk to you to see if you're not a crazy person that wants to build bombs, and then I can show you how this is done, because it's really interesting. The problem is because most of the time, all these commercial AIs, they have these guardrails, and they get pretty boring sometimes with the requests. So there's ways to bypass this and actually get more interesting conversations. Let's put it this way. Now, another one that I know quite a lot of people struggle with, you have too many meetings and they steal your energy and then you're tired for the rest of the day. Well, there's a different way of doing them, actually, with AI. One of them, one of the tools is called Gamma. How many of you are familiar with this tool? One, two, three. All right. Well, it's going to help you a lot. What this does is, I don't have the video here, but you just simply give it a prompt or add your material to it, and it's basically gonna build for you the whole presentation. Like when you see it in action, like in a 10-second span, it will build for you like a 10-slide presentation, looking beautifully. It's amazing. I love to just watch it work. So instead of taking 1 hour to build presentation like it's 2012, try it out. Again, it's free, and it can build for you really good-looking stuff that you can download in PDF, that you can download in PowerPoint, and you can share it with clients or colleagues. But wait, you can do something even cooler then. In the meetings, again, to help you win your time back, you can use, there's different solutions, these like AI recorders, right, that you invite them in the conversation. Maybe some of you use them. One of them that I really like a lot, and again, it's a free one, that you can get up to 20 calls. But there's a little hack to this one, Grain, which you can simply delete the old calls and you have like infinite ones. So that's a pretty neat little hack. What's going to happen with this is, first of all, you can send it in conversation. So like, for example, you have a meeting that you cannot attend, simply send your AI assistant to take notes for you. You can send follow-up emails with this, just with a couple of buttons. So you can like have the transcript, it will do the summary for you. You can just send a follow-up email to your colleagues, to your boss, to potential clients. And again, you're going to save a lot of time. And it gets everything for you. So you get the video, you get the transcript, you get more analysis if you want to do, for example, sentiment analysis of how your sales call went. What is potential growth opportunities here? So again, you'd combine these, and they allowed me to win a lot of my time back. Because what I told you earlier, when I started my career, like in AI education, pretty much, what I'm doing since a couple of years, I had a team of 5 people, but they were like all AI. Like I use it as a graphic designer, as copywriter, newsletter writer, sales assistant. So I managed to do all of this because of AI. Otherwise, it would have been impossible. All right. So this is one of the systems that I was using to make it happen. Another interesting tool that maybe some of you know, and we're going to talk about this also, I think there's going to be like more talks about it today, is make.com. I don't think you're familiar with this, but you might be familiar with Zapier, right? So then you would say, like, why would I care about make.com? Well, simple, because it costs half. If you're interested in getting like the same results and like in half the price, this is pretty solid. And it uses a cooler interface, in my opinion, because you can see what's happening there with all these modules, how the conversation goes. And why am I showing you this specifically? Because now with automations, you can put AI into them. So what you're seeing here is a system that I built where I give titles for articles in a Google Sheet. I press a couple of buttons and it will run it for me to write 7 articles, right? And it's running, as you can see there, 2 times through ChatGPT to write them, to make a headline, to write the article. And as I said, I don't do copy paste. I will fix these articles, but they do allow me to do the work of like three people in one, much, much faster by using these kind of automations with make.com. Again, why this tool is particularly good, because on the free plan, you get all the functionalities. You just get a bit like less operations, how they call it. So you can literally start using it since today, and you will have like full access to it. They have templates for beginners, for advanced people. So you're going to benefit a lot really quick from this one. Okay? Give it a shot. And then the last one I think that I have for today is Perplexity, a really simple one. How many of you used it? Not enough people. Dang. All right. Well, let's see, let's put it this way. When you use, like when you need to find information on the internet, what do you normally do? You would go on Google, right? That's what I used to do. Um, so you ask your question, and what happens is you don't get the answer to your question. You get, first of all, ads, the stuff I used to build a few years ago, and the annoying YouTube ads. And then you're going to get links, right, to different blogs that you have to filter out and see which one is worth it and which one is not. This is a tool, like an AI tool, which is free, super fast. A lot of people love it. And it essentially gives you answers to your questions by using Google search. So the second step is that it also gives you the sources of those answers if you want to check, these blogs or whatever. But it's great because you get the answer immediately. And again, this is free to use, and it doesn't stop there though, because again, the majority of people, they use it as a as Google search. But you can take it one step further. Why don't you use it as a ghostwriter? So what I do, for example, with the latest information I get from the internet, which is validated, I know it's true because I can check it, I then prompt it to be my ghostwriter and create Twitter threads, Instagram content, LinkedIn posts. So it helps me do like research, writing, drafting all in one place in 5 minutes instead of like 50 minutes. Really easy hack. If you take one thing from this presentation today, just try out Perplexity in the next 20 minutes. It's going to change the way you work. I can promise you that. I showed you quite a few things here, like 6 solutions, but again, keep it simple for yourself. See which one interests you the most from the notes that you take or from what you saw. If you want to know how to steal a car with AI, check out open source stuff or ask me later. If you want to do faster research, try them out. 1 to 2 of these things, because you're going to already win a bit of time back so that you can then try the other ones. That's the whole idea. That's how I normally automate and think about these things. And yeah, with the time that you're going to win back, my recommendation is to enjoy life more. Because this is what happened to me. So I was winning all this time back, and I kind of became a workaholic, to be completely honest with you, because I love what I do. So you just invest more time in it. Don't go down that route. It gets tricky really fast. So if you manage to win 1 or 2 hours back, as I'm promising, and it will happen, go to the gym, spend more time to go walking, talk with friends. Because if you are a creator, if you're like a high value, like value builder, in the age of AI, you want to work smarter. You want to have better ideas. You don't want to work more. It's not going to give you the same results. I can tell you that from my experience. All right? And what else? Yeah, so this is going to give you the link to this presentation and some other resources if you want it. Because yesterday we had a little workshop in the park where I showed other workflows similar to this one. So I put them all on my website. And again, you can get it for free. There's also like a 50-page ebook to get even more if you're really interested into this. And important to avoid pineapple pizza, please. Would definitely check.